Hi everyone, it's iCrafts, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this Zelora bracelet designed by hamsterloomie, and as you can see this is a growing design and it is based off of the quadfish or double cross single. They're pretty similar, so either bracelet I guess, and this might look just like them. On this side it looks like the double cross single, but on the other side you can see there are two fishtails next to each other. So on opposite sides, one is a fishtail and one is a single chain, which I think makes this bracelet look really cool because you can wear this on 4 different sides, so you can see both, and then this is only fishtails, both again here, and only single chains. So that's just a quick overview of this bracelet. This is a pretty easy design, so I hope you like it as much as I do. And if you do like this enough to post on Instagram, please use the hashtags iCraftStuff and hamsterloomie so we can check out your posts. That being said, let's jump right into the video. So for this bracelet, you'll be needing a loom, monster tail, or finger loom. The finger loom will be a little harder, and I recommend using a monster tail just because it's set up in this configuration already. And I'm going to be using it today because it's easier to show. You'll also need a hook. It does not matter what kind of hook you're using because this is a growing design, which means it doesn't really have that much tension at all. And for bands, I'll be using the cylindric black. This is like limited edition, but it's in the miscellaneous collection, as well as limited edition fireworks bands. So I'm going to be keeping my red dot on the left, that way it's easier, so I recommend you do so as well if you're using a monster tail. So to start, I'm going to take my black, and I'm going to be using these 4 pegs right here. So I'm just going to go diagonally from top left peg down to the bottom right peg. And I'm just going to pretend that these are not even there. And then I'm going to take my fireworks band and do the same thing, forming an X. Now I'm going to grab my hook. And this is just for the start, it's not going to be the normal hooking process. I'm going to pick up my black from the bottom and then just loop it to the other side. So you're folding it over, and this might be kind of strange, but this is the start. And now I'm going to push these down and grab another black band and lay it on top. And for the rest of this bracelet, I'm only going to be placing my black bands here and my fireworks bands here. So just make sure you don't change that around unless you want to, but it just looks better this way in my opinion. So now I'm going to this time grab the fireworks band from the bottom again and fold it over itself. So it's the same thing we did as the black. And now I'm going to take another fireworks band and lay it right on top of where the other one used to be. So that is the starting placement. We're not totally done yet. You should have 1 layer on these 2 pegs, and then on the back you should have 3 layers on each peg. So we're done with folding them over. Now I'm going to turn my monster tail so that the red dot is on the right, and I'm going to go to the side. Just see how there are 3 layers. It might be kind of difficult to see because they're all black. And on both pegs I'm going to just grab the bottom layer and pull it over. So this is like a fishtail. So there should be 2 layers and 1 layer. And now I'm going to turn my loom back. It doesn't really matter, but I just like to keep turning my loom back. And now I'm going to place both colors in an X, and I'm always going to place my black first, just to stay consistent. I'm placing both of them. And that's basically it for the start. So now it's going to be really repetitive. Just like any other bracelet, basically you're going to place the bands and then you're going to loop over the bottom on every peg. So here there are 2 bands. I'm going to grab the bottom and pull it over. Like that. And I'm going to turn it around. This time there are 3 layers, but I'm still going to grab the bottom one and pull it over. So I will be going a tiny bit faster than I usually do because this is pretty simple. But now I'm going to turn it back around and lay, again, my black on top. Or my black first. It's not going to be on top. And then I'm going to take my fireworks bands and lay that down right after. And then again, we're back to 2 layers, these 2 pegs, and then 3 layers on these 2 pegs. So I'm going to just grab the bottom layer and pull it over on all 4 pegs, no matter how many layers we have. And we're going to be repeating that until we finish our entire bracelet. So it's pretty quick. And I know it seems so simple, but just because of the start, I think it's really cool that on this side it'll be a fishtail, on this side a single chain, because usually they are across from each other. So I'm going to lay down my black and then my fireworks band, and then loop the bottom layer over on every peg. And you can turn your loom around. I kind of just tilt it, but this will be easier if you have a monster tail. I'm going to repeat that a few more times, and then I'll go off camera because this is pretty repetitive. And I'm going to loop the bottom layers over. And normally I do not like growing designs, but this is just so quick and easy to make. I actually really did not mind making it. It didn't take that long at all. And I made it a little bit too long because I was just so into the process, I guess. I don't know, that sounds weird, but I was just so used to it that I kind of didn't notice that it was getting to be a little bit too long. So again, make sure you're always placing the black bands, or whatever band is this one right here, first, and then loop the bottom bands over. And you want to make sure that you always loop every single peg, because in this bracelet I forgot, and then one of my single chains turned into a fishtail. So you can undo it, but if you don't notice it, you might get really far and then realize that you messed up. I'm going to do this until I reach the end of my second rainbow, and your bracelet should be starting to grow. I think this looks really pretty so far. I'm going to place my crossing bands. And then loop everything over. And I think it's good to do a growing design tutorial every once in a while because I feel like they're kind of dying out. No one's really making them anymore. They've been replaced by hook-only designs, and the less tutorials there are for them, the more I like them for some reason. I still don't really like them that much, but this one is just so easy. I cannot pass up the opportunity to make a tutorial. And please don't comment saying that this is not original or it's too similar, or just that it is like another design if it's not, because it just kind of hurts my feelings sometimes when people don't watch the video. I'm not trying to be rude, by the way, just when people say it's another design but they don't watch and look at the differences. So if you do see that it is exactly the same as another design, please tell me, but if it's not exactly the same, then just don't make any assumptions, I guess. So that was really random, but I thought I'd mention it. So yeah. So now I'm redoing it. I know I'm not really sure if I kept it in the video, but I did the wrong color pattern, so I might have kept it in. But this is why I should not talk while I'm filming. But if I seem like I'm really crazy lately and I have a lot of energy, it's because I just ate cookies. So in case you're wondering, I'm trying to show my personality a little bit more. Trying to stop acting so official. So hopefully you like that. And I'm actually going to do one more because I already started it. So that is the process for this bracelet, and I think it's really pretty simple. Feel free to rewind if you need more instructions. And now I'm going to just switch over to this monster tail, and I'm going to show you how to finish it off right now. I'm not even going to pause the video. So for finishing it off on these two pegs, there are 2 bands left because I just did a hooking process. And now I'm going to just loop over the bottom layer. So now there is just 1 layer in every peg. And I'm going to just go ahead and grab my neon pink from the bottom and fold it over. And then I'm going to grab my pearl band and also fold it over. So now there are only 2 pegs. And then I'm going to just go inside this one and pick up the bands on it, and go inside this other one, and now I'm going fast, and pick up the bands on it. And then everything's on my hook. And I'm just going to take a white band because that's what I have with me. And I'm going to pull it through. And then I'll just add my C-clip, which I do not have. And then that is my finished bracelet. This one is looking really weird on camera. So this is the finished bracelet, and that is it for the tutorial. So that's how I make the Zelora bracelet designed by hamsterloomie, and I actually really like this design even though it is so simple. So if you like this design as well, please give this video a thumbs up, and also post this on Instagram to the hashtags that I mentioned in the beginning and that are also in the description box. That is pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you next time.